Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Press Box Bros podcast. I'm Seth Chasen, along with Micah Rowland. And Micah, today we have a guest.
We do. We have one of my classmates, my friends, and one of the wrestlers here at Garrett College. Yes, that wrestles along with Seth. His name's Davy Mundey, and he's in the house right now.
Hey, how's it going?
So, how long have you wrestled for? I know you wrestled for a while.
Since I was about 4.
Damn.
Yeah, so
It's a long time.
I'm like 20, so what is that, like
16 years?
16.
Jesus.
Working on 17.
Wow, that's insane. I mean, I've known people who wrestled for a long time, but I think you're probably the person who I've known that's wrestled the longest. I was talking to someone the other day. He works at the Carc with me, and he said he wrestled for 14, and he's like a senior now. But like, that's insane. How do you keep, like, because I know wrestling is a hard sport. It's a very grueling, takes a lot of hard work. Like, how do you stay in that mindset? Like, you got to grind.
Well, it very much started with like my dad. My dad got me into wrestling. He was a wrestler in high school. He wrestled for like 2 years. He placed in West Virginia senior year. No, maybe not senior year. I'm not quite sure. But I don't know. I just love it. I mean, it's just something I was like born into. Whenever I was like 4, like I really didn't like know what I was doing. I was just like, I was just rolling around and acting dumb. And like, just with like a lot of kids I grew up with, like Tanner Clark, a wrestler here, he started when he was like 5. He started the year after me. But once I started getting older and started to know what it was about, it was just like something I loved. You know, it's like a passion of mine. So.
It's a very fun sport. Yeah. I mean, once you win, you know, you're like, you know, it's
like you can't get enough of it.
Yeah, you can't get enough. Yeah. And then I think kind of once you get that first win, like, do you remember your first win?
I don't remember it because I was really
like
young,
high school or whatever.
But I have a video of my first one, like ever. We have a video, like a home video of my first one ever. And whenever I was like small, like I was really bad. I didn't win a match for like a year. Like the first year I didn't win a single match, but the second year I won a match. And I was told I was bribed to win the match. Like I was like they would like always like be like, if you win this match, if you do good, Davey, we'll buy you a truck or whatever. Like, yeah, that was like the thing. And
incentives are key.
Yeah, I was really awful. Like you see the videos, I just like fall straight to my back and just start hugging the kid. Like that's like what I do. That's like what I did. So,
but I mean, you've definitely transformed from that. You know, coming. How many wins do you have this year? You probably have quite a few.
I think I have 19 right now.
Jesus. And what's your record?
I think it's 19-4.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm not too happy with all the losses, but
hey, dude, you're 19-4. Like, yeah. You can't complain about that, man. Like,
yeah, I think last year I was 20-5. So,
seems like you're on the right track.
Yeah. We've got what 3 more matches until district, or no, 2 more matches until districts, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
all at home, by the way.
All at home too, yeah.
Yeah.
Come out and support the Garrett wrestling team.
So, but yeah, like
on Saturdays.
Yeah,
I think so.
My headset just kind of turned. Is it still going in your headset? No, it's going on mine. But yeah, wrestling is definitely a hard sport, and it's one of those sports where you know you've got to work at it, and you get what you get out of it, or you get what you put into it. And like, what was your motivation to wrestle? Like, was it still your father, or like what made you keep on going? You just wanted to keep wrestling and just, you know, make good memories.
Well, it started with my dad, of course, and then when I started getting older and knowing what I was doing, my dad was kind of like, you know, is this what you want to do? And like, obviously, it is what I wanted to do, and so I just wanted to be like the best I could possibly be, and like my parents really thrived for me to be the best I could be. Like they provided for me like many summers growing up. I've gone to summer camps, I just started going to a lot of summer camps, kind of just like grew a love for it. Like I looked up to a lot of the wrestlers like Jordan Burroughs, Dave Taylor, like those guys. Right. And I just kind of wanted to be like them. And it just starts to be a thing where you like kind of want it for yourself and like your family.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's about anything for anybody. Like,
yeah. Like that's me with running and used to be hockey, but you know, you always got to work hard, and it's definitely harder for wrestling because you don't always have access to the mat. You know, it's definitely a hard to kind of get into it. It's cheap to begin with, but then once you want to work and work harder, it's definitely getting more expensive because camps. I've been to one wrestling camp, and that was it was not too bad, but it was like it was on the pricier side. And wrestling is as I said earlier, it's one of those sports that's like really, really hard, and obviously you need to put work in it. All three of us have been on the mat, and all three of us have wrestled, and
that's pretty cool. Yeah.
We got someone staring at us right now through the.
Oh, that's Brady.
Two people.
That is Brady O'Brien, who's on the baseball team here, and that Aaron Graham. He is an RWT major here at Garrett College.
But like wrestling it's fun, it's rewarding. But I don't, the hard thing is getting your ass kicked, and you got to pick yourself up, and you got to keep going.
Yeah, cutting weight's a factor too.
Yeah, I mean, I really never had to cut weight. Luckily, I've had to cut a couple pounds, but that's only started this year. Right. And have you really had to cut before, like a lot of weight?
I used to, yeah. I used to cut a lot of weight too, like in middle school, like early high school. You want to know how much like the most I've probably lost in a day was?
Okay.
In a night, it was like I lost around 10 in a day. And most of that came throughout the night, so
yeah,
that was like in middle school. Like middle school, I feel like I was a lot more motivated to do that kind of thing. Like I had a lot more energy. But I remember in the summer, Super 32 and those kind of tournaments, and NHSCA duels, like the nationals. One of them I forget, but one of them I was wrestling one middle school weight class was 100. It was under 100 pounds. It was 95 pounds or something like that.
Right.
I cut 15 in 4 days.
Wow.
I was going to this club in PA called Renegades. And and I lost a lot of weight in 3-4 days.
Wow.
I had to wrestle in a tournament over the summer. It was the summer going into my senior year. And it was in Pittsburgh. It was an outdoor tournament. Mm-hmm. And I didn't realize the tournament was coming up that fast. And I think I was about roughly, I want to say 15 over.
Mm-hmm.
And I had spent all that day and some the morning of the tournament cutting. So I had lost, when I got up there, I was a pound under. So I lost 16, 17 pounds in a day for a tournament. And I got second place, which made it worth it. But
should got first.
You know what, Seth? Don't even come at me with that right now.
But would like to add though, I do not recommend cutting weight. I think it's better just wrestle weight.
Yeah.
If you don't have to cut weight, don't do it.
Because when I was a freshman, I was coming into the practices weighing 93 pounds in the 106 weight class, which was a pain in the ass. And then my coach had moved me up to the 13 weight class, and he's like, "Oh, you can't, you're not going to have to cut. You have to gain weight." I'm like, well, yeah, duh. Yeah. But this year, it's definitely been kind of harder because I've never really had to cut weight, and I've never really had to actually make sure and check my weight and stuff.
Yeah.
My parents are against the weight cutting, but I kind of want to be able to kind of be on the heavier side of this weight class rather than the lower side of 41.
Well, I feel like a lot of parents are against the whole concept because it's really – most of the time when people are cutting weight, they're not doing it the very healthy way because they're just dehydrating their bodies, wearing sweatsuits and trash bags, stuff like that, just to lose water weight.
Because I remember there's this one kid, when I was a freshman, he was a sophomore. He had cut from 27 to 106. And every practice he would go do laps around the gym in 3 sweatshirts, sweatpants, 2 layers of sweatpants. He would barely drink water, and he looked like a Holocaust survivor.
Yeah.
It was not very healthy for him.
And the thing is, when wrestlers have to cut weight, they get really pissy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can speak from personal experience. My friends have told me, when sometimes in wrestling, I just cut weight to cut weight. Yeah. Just to lose as much as possible.
Yeah. It's kind of fun to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The thing that made me upset about the beginning of this year was that one of our coaches wanted me to cut to 25, and I wasn't about that. And I'm like, well, no, it's not healthy for me to be 125 when I'm normally walking around 140 something. So I just don't. I think there should be rules, kind of like regulating cutting.
Well, there are. I mean, like they do like the
weight
you
series and
can't
stuff,
go
yeah.
more than what? You can't bump more than what? 2 weight classes?
I'm not quite sure. I know in high school that's how it is, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's wrestling's hard. It really is, and it's with all the, it's very easy. It's easier to get injured in that sport than many others. And
Trust me, I know.
Oh, have you had any like really like major injuries?
Not really. No, I mean, like I've broke like a finger or two, like, but I don't really call that like major.
Yeah.
I know one time in the summer I was wrestling a kid, and he like kind of like threw me to my side, and like my what's this called right here, like in between the AC joint on the collarbone.
Right.
That was like separated. That was like pretty much the only major thing, which is kind of surprising, like because a lot of kids get like some hardcore injuries, like concussions and stuff, and I've been fortunate enough not to having those problems.
Knock on wood. I mean, I remember when I was a freshman, the kid who I would wrestle, he went to the 06 weight class. He had gotten a concussion in the state tournament, and then the year prior, his freshman year, he had gotten another concussion in the state tournament, and that was unfortunate for him. And he still wrestled, he still pushed through, but it sat him out for a long period of time, and it was hard to kind of see that happen to him. I've never really had any major injuries with wrestling, but then again, I haven't really wrestled as long as you and Micah has. So
I remember one specific time in practice. I have multiple injuries. One's pretty major, but most of them are not that bad. I broke 2 fingers in practice. I think I fractured something in my wrist, but the major one is I had some pretty significant damage done to my knee. Wow. One of the guys that I was wrestling in practice shot in on me, and my back leg was kind of straight, and so his shoulder hit me right straight on in the knee, and it kind of folded back a little bit, and I went down, and my coach didn't know what happened because he was standing up there watching the little guys wrestle, and he didn't really care about the big guys, but that sat me out for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
I wrestled in the next match though, because I never went to the doctor for it.
Oh God. That's not the rightest thing to do.
I won.
You won on a broken leg.
I won with probably a couple torn ligaments in my knee.
Oh my God.
It hurt like hell. Don't get me wrong. But,
yeah, I mean, getting back in shape for wrestling has definitely been hard. Like, I've been sore every freaking night. Every night.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel like it's with every sport.
Yeah.
For football, they have the preseason workouts and all that stuff, like the lifts. And, when I was in 8th grade, we started lifting with the high school in February. And I remember me and my buddies would all go lift. And then when we get home, we'd complain because we were sore. And after we got home, we couldn't even lift a jug of milk without like shaking and, stuff like that. It was bad being, us little 8th graders trying to lift with all the high schoolers.
Yeah, I mean, I've really never lifted, and I kind of regret not doing that because it's, it's something that you kind of need in order for a lot of sports. And look at me, I'm a freaking twig. I'm a twig, and I really do need to start getting on that boat. It's just it's something that a lot of people need to do,
Right.
And I mean, Davey, like you're really in shape. You're really muscular. Like how hard was it to kind of get into that? Like,
well, have you seen Austin Dyson?
Yes.
Yeah,
that man, Austin Dyson. Shout out to Austin. We just had class with him.
Fucking beast. You're a fucking beast.
Austin's arms, literally, like he's
probably
not
bigger
even,
than my head.
He's not even flexing, and there's a bump. It's like you can't. That he's ripped.
Yeah, I'm jealous. I'm really jealous.
Yes, I'm very jealous.
I mean, and the funny thing was when we went to our tournament this weekend, he was like, we were like arguing about the shirt size, and he was like, "You don't need a large." I'm like, "Dude, I'm like I'm lanky torso," and he's like, "Well, I think you're small." I'm like, "How the fuck did you think you're small? Like
he's one of them. He's one of them medium guys.
Yeah.
I think it's partly to show off his muscles.
Probably.
Yeah,
Tanner has big biceps too.
Oh, he does.
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah, I'm like one of those guys who like I wouldn't consider myself being muscular. Like I could work out in the gym like for like I work out and stuff like that, and you really don't see a whole lot compared to other wrestlers. Like
you're
like,
definitely in like better shape. Well, then again, you've done this longer than I have, but you're in better like muscular build and shape than I am.
I don't. You know, I like really in wrestling. Like a lot of people value like being strong and stuff like that, and like a lot of people who aren't like really know a whole lot about the sport would say that
You know
what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. But
Don't
say anything.
they would say you need strength in order to be successful in wrestling. I've always been one to value technique in wrestling. Like that's the biggest thing in wrestling. I think that's why I've had a lot of success. It's not because a lot of people have talked to me after we wrestled, which is kind of weird. Will be like, you know, I wasn't really expecting you to be any good. Like you don't look very intimidating, and like I agree with that. I don't look like an intimidating guy.
You're a nice person. Like
yeah.
It's like when I wrestle, I'm like I just go all out and I go all fucking frenzy,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think. I get myself in a bad position.
Yeah,
that's
where
why
you
I
get yourself
lose.
in trouble.
Yeah.
See, as being a heavyweight in high school, we didn't have really speed to focus on.
You just have the weight.
So it was more strength and technique.
Yeah.
Because, to perfect the strength moves, like the power moves that we had to do, we had to have the right technique to do it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, God love him, but my high school coach, he did not give two shits about heavyweight. He mostly cared about, from 106 up to like, 70, 82, and then it would just cut off. Because he never really showed any moves that would benefit us.
Yeah.
Us being the heavyweights, because most of the time I would just usually do my own stuff.
Yeah.
Because we had the mat that was in the corner. And we would always, that was the fat kid corner that we would wrestle in all the time.
I love that.
Yeah. But yeah, there's a bunch of different things that different weight classes need to compete successfully.
Because little guys need to be fast, they need to be strong. They pretty much need everything. And on the other side, heavyweights, as you said, they need strength and they need just the
right
ability to make those moves.
Now it's different in college than high school.
Yeah,
because the weight limit's still 285, but instead of having a 220 weight class in college, it goes from 97 up to heavyweight.
Yeah.
So if you weigh 200 pounds, you're heavyweight.
Yeah.
And there are heavyweights. Most of the heavyweights in college weigh a solid like 240.
Yeah.
And they're jacked. And it's so much different because you see heavyweights in high school.
They're like they're bigger.
That are like my size. And
we had one guy who is an 285, and he, God love him, Big Mike. Shout out to you if you're listening. He was one of the nicest kids, and he was just huge, and he was this big ginger kid, and like he would look when he was wrestling. And he wouldn't really have a lot of power, But he lost all that. What are you doing?
I'm doing Big Mike's wrestling.
He's touching me.
Do not say that.
I caught myself. I kind of.
Very good. I'm proud of you.
But yeah, he just didn't really have the technique. He just like relied on his weight.
Yeah.
And I think it was him that ate 2 pumpkin pies on during Thanksgiving, and we called him pumpkin pie.
That's a whole ass mood.
it was bad, and he came back to practice. He was weighing like 290, and Mike was like, "What did you do?" He's like, "Oh, I ate 2 pumpkin pies over Thanksgiving." He's like, "I know you guys all would ate during Thanksgiving and a lot during Thanksgiving, but why are you a heavyweight? Why are you 10 pounds over? Like, how does that happen? Like, and this kid probably was a little taller than you, so he was much heavier.
I'm a shorty.
Me too.
Well,
you're the shortest one.
I am the shortest.
Me and Dave are about the same height.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, my genes are, driven for me to be short. It's funny. My mom's friend, and my godmother, her children are fucking giants. The shortest I think or the youngest, I think is 10, and she's already like 5 foot something.
Dang.
She's like 5'5", I think, in 10th grade as a 10-year-old. And her oldest is how tall? He's got to be like 5'7" or 6'7" rather. He's a fucking giant. They all are giants.
6'7".
6'7", yeah.
Oh my god, they're giants. And it's funny because they came to my grad party and we were playing baseball, and I had to look up the kid like this, or more like this. But you get my point. He's like a whole freaking foot taller than I am. It's insane.
Right. Now, I want to stay on the topic of wrestling. I want to ask Davey about this. Did you happen to watch the Penn State and Iowa duel?
Mm-hmm.
Talk about intense.
Oh, that was a good one. It was really good. I don't know, for some reason I kind of wanted Penn State to win, but
yeah. I mean, I don't have any. I mean, I don't like one team better than the other.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't care who, like, either, like, I wanted to lose sleep over it.
Yeah, because some of these guys that I followed out of high school,
Mm-hmm.
because Penn State's heavyweight, Seth Nevels,
Yeah.
Younger brother of former Penn State heavyweight Nick Nevels. I followed him out of high school. He's a unit. He's pretty good. But that heavyweight for Iowa, Big Tony Cassiope,
Mm-hmm.
he's something else. He's a freshman and he's already beaten. I mean, he's still undefeated.
Yeah, that's very good.
And one of the highlights I think was the RBY DeSanto match where RBY had 2 cradles locked up and popped DeSanto's knee out.
Oh, you think his knee was actually popped?
I mean, it looked like it because he was like bawling his eyes out. But I think there's a part of me that's thinking that he only stopped the match because he knew he was going to get stuck.
Yeah, because the same time, the exact same move got hit on him, and whenever he got rolled to his back, he started like squealing. He started like crying, and that like I was a big DeSanto fan, to be honest. Like that, like I mean, like I still want to see him do well and all, but like that's like kind of one of those things where you could tell he was like, well, at least what I thought was it looked like he was trying to stop the match because he was about to get on his back.
Yeah. Another pivotal match was the Mark Hall Kemmerer match at 74.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Kemmerer had never wrestled 74. He was a 57.
I know.
Last year.
Yeah.
And he bumped up to 74 and just beat the number 1 wrestler in that weight class,
mm-hmm.
which I think was great. It almost seemed like Mark Hall just kind of gave up like midway through the second period.
Yeah. Because
he was just gassing out, and I don't think he could do anything much. But now Kemmerer's number 1 at 74. Being
cool. He's been around for a long time.
I know.
I feel like I was like a freshman in high school watching him wrestle
right.
like in Iowa.
Yeah, he's been
injured or something.
I think he's taken a couple red shirts and he's gotten more years of eligibility.
Yeah.
But I mean that duel was just crazy because it came down to the big guys at the end.
Yeah, it was a good one. I was glad I was watching it. We were actually in the hotel. We were at a match. And it was on the Big Ten Network.
Yeah, Austin's watching that, and I'm like, it was right after the Penguins game. I was happy with the Penguins result because they went to OT, and then someone texted Austin, I think, and he changed the channel. I was like, we're watching wrestling now, and he's like, go, yes! And like screaming in the hotel room. I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Yeah, but you can't talk about Iowa without talking about Spencer Lee at 25.
Yeah,
I think he tacked Brandon Meredith at 25 in a period and a half.
Maybe. Yeah, whoever it was, yeah.
Yeah. And then 33 DeSanto medical defaulted, so RBY got that. 141 Nick Lee for Penn State. He's a stud. Mm-hmm. He can really go out there and roll with the best of them.
Yeah, I like him a lot. I think what's pretty cool is, like, speaking of Nick Lee, there's a guy from Berkeley who did pretty good. He wrestled at Maryland. His name's Ryan Deal. Yeah. And, I grew up, like looking up to him and stuff, and I want to be just like him. I think he won 4 state titles. He won 2 in West Virginia, 2 in Pennsylvania. And, anyways, he pinned Nick Lee whenever they were in the NCAA, so like 2 years ago, which was pretty cool. I thought that was pretty cool because I know Nick Lee's like a big time guy.
Yeah, and I feel like with I think wrestling season because they have the Big Tens coming up at some point, and then they have the NCAAs, and the guy I'm watching out for. I haven't really heard much out of him this year because he wrestles for Cornell, but Yanni D. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, is he
He's
might be taking a Olympic red shirt.
Is that what he's doing?
That's probably it. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm usually hearing a lot about him at this point in the season.
Yeah, and a lot of big time guys are doing that. Like a lot of people you don't hear about on like if you follow Flo, you don't see him anymore.
Yeah, because that's what I'm saying. Because on Flo's Instagram, there's nothing about him there.
Yeah.
And Anthony Cassar was the heavyweight that won the national championship for Penn State last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was taking, I think, some type of red shirt.
I know he was in earlier, and then he ended up getting injured.
Yeah, and then he just quit.
I'm guessing he's done. I don't know though. Who knows? He's been wrestling for 6 years at Penn State. So
yeah, he's done with college wrestling, but he's probably going to go onto the junior or senior circuit.
Yeah.
After, do you have any wrestlers that are out there today that you like to watch in specific?
It was DeSanto. I'm kind of mad at him for.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. It just didn't seem like
he's a very
intense guy.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting seeing him put in the same exact near side cradle about to get flipped over.
Right.
And then just starts like balling.
Yeah. The thing that I got is he either heard it earlier in the week and it's been bothering up until that match, and then RBY just happened to irritate it enough just to where it would be an SOB to deal with during a match. But I was talking to one of my buddy's dads at another wrestling match that I went to just a couple of days ago, and he said that DeSanto stopped the match because he knew he was going to get pinned because RBY had that cradle locked up.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I thought.
And either way, he was going to lose.
And either way, at Nationals, that's going to be the weight class to watch. It always is. Last year it was. This year it will be again.
Yeah, because you have Seth Gross in that weight class too.
Yeah, you got
from Wisconsin.
A lot of good guys in there.
Yeah, he beat DeSanto this season actually. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because DeSanto beat him last year at Nationals.
Bench.
Yeah, so I feel like another wrestler, Zahid Valencia, Arizona State. He bumped up. Yeah. He bumped up to 84 this year, and he's been doing it honestly because Arizona State beat Penn State in that duel early in the season. That kind of surprised me because Arizona State usually hasn't been that much of a powerhouse.
Yeah.
In seasons past, but they beat Penn State and they did it pretty easily.
Yeah.
But yeah, Seth hasn't really chimed in at all.
And I really don't pay attention to collegiate wrestling that much. I just go out there, wrestle my match, and kind of just hope for the best.
I think as a wrestler, if you are a wrestler, it's a rule that you have to keep track.
Yeah.
With flow and track wrestling and all that.
It's definitely. I do have. I think it's track wrestling. I do subscribe to that. I don't really pay attention much to it. I need to start doing that, so I can kind of watch what everyone else is doing and see okay, God, should do this differently, and these guys are doing this. And
just in case you run into a case like this, we're talking about.
Yeah,
going back and forth, and you can just.
Yeah, my strengths lie in hockey. That's where my strength. I could literally. I was actually given in my creative writing class. I was given the superlative because I was a senior. They did senior superlatives, and someone put down most likely to talk about anything a presentation without preparing, and then the subject was hockey. I probably could talk about hockey for 3 hours straight. I probably could.
Please don't.
Yeah, don't do that today.
I'll do that once we get a hockey player.
Because talking about before the duel. On the Big Ten Network, they were having Penn State versus somebody, Notre Dame. Okay,
yeah.
It was a hockey game.
Yeah,
it was whenever the Red Wings were good back in the day, like whenever we were young. I don't know.
I think they won in the 90s and the early 2000s.
I don't know. I remember they were really good, and then all of a sudden Detroit sports
they're fucking terrible.
Yeah,
which
is a shame. My mom's from the Detroit area, so that's why my whole family my mom's.
Yeah, I have a professor that's from that area, Miss Carrie Porter.
Yeah.
She's
out to Carrie Porter.
Yeah, she's down in Michigan down there, and she taught at Michigan State for a little while, and she taught some of the football players and just most of the athletes, and some of them actually went to the professional level. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah,
that she got to.
She can say she taught so.
Yeah, right. And one of the students that she actually taught at Michigan State went to the Lions, the Detroit Lions, and played. And he actually, during the first semester, he passed away. I forget what from. It was he. I don't know if it was a shooting or something like that, but he had passed away, and I had told her about it. She didn't know until I told her. And,
Really?
yeah. And she was visually upset about it.
I bet. I mean, when your students dies from something horrific, it's pretty sad, and I've never really had to experience that, which I'm lucky for, friends and stuff. But it happens,
Right.
and there's really nothing you can do about it.
And this is off topic of sports, but Kirk Douglas, an actor, he died yesterday. He was 103.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
Good for him living a long life.
He's definitely lived his life to full capacity.
Oh yeah.
And he was I forget what movies he was in, but he was I've watched a couple of them. I just can't really remember the names. We getting research here. Kirk Douglas. Let's see.
He was in Spartacus, Paths to Glory,
Okay.
Just for Lust for Life.
Yeah.
The bad and the bad and the beautiful.
Okay.
That was actually a good movie.
His most popular is Spartacus. I've watched that a couple times. Lust for Life I've seen, and The Bad and the Beautiful I've seen before.
I did like that movie. Then again, I saw it a long time ago. So
Right.
I honestly need to rewatch it. I hope Amazon has that on Amazon Prime.
Yeah. I mean, they probably do.
They
can probably get anything on Amazon
Oh
Prime.
yeah. They even have the Avengers on Amazon Prime.
Right.
Which I'm surprised it's not taken by. We're hearing weird noises in here. It might be haunted.
Yeah, the study room at Garrett College and the library is probably haunted. And this is what happens when you get a bunch of teenagers. But David's not a teenager, but he's still an immature little
I'm
boy.
a geezer.
He's
I'm
a
a geezer.
He's a boomer.
He's a boomer. David's
Okay,
a boomer. Yeah, Davey had the nerve to call me a whippersnapper. I think it was a couple weeks ago in our educational technology class. He didn't know how to automatically capitalize the letters on your keyboard by just double tapping the capitalize button when
You
you're
didn't know
texting.
No idea. I was wondering how people do it so quick.
Because I saw him and he was typing a capital letter and then he would hit the capitalize button again and type each letter one at a time. And I was like, Davey, there's another way you can do that.
Hold on, let's see if I can do that.
Yeah, try it, because I feel like, and he was like, I don't know what all you whippersnappers are doing nowadays.
Oh,
You got it now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I had no idea. I honestly didn't. I
Really?
thought, yeah, I was wondering how people do like the caps so quick. Like, yeah, I had no idea.
Well,
I actually feel bad for you right now, Davey.
Well, then again, we all were like rickrolled by the how you can like backspace on the calculator on the iPhone.
Yeah.
I had no idea you could do that until 2 years ago.
See, what I've been doing a lot is, like, if I make a typo and it doesn't autocorrect, you press and hold the space bar and it'll take you back to a certain
I learned
word.
that.
You know how to do that, Davey?
What?
Okay, so I'll type something out here. I'll go to my conversation here. So you just type a bunch of letters. You press and hold the space bar. It'll take you back to your place. You can just...
Yeah, I knew that one.
Yeah. So you knew that one.
Yeah.
But you didn't know how to automatically capitalize every
Teaching the
single
boomer
letter.
technology.
Oh, but another cool thing, speaking of technology, like, you know how you can do like set like a timer on Snapchat or whatever?
Yeah.
Well, my brother sent me a bunch of pictures like that, and they're hilarious. Like, they're so funny. he'll get like five like he'll put himself 5 times like doing a different pose like in a picture. I wondered how he did it. So like I spent like 30 minutes on like Google and YouTube trying to figure out how to do that. And I found out there was like just a simple button on the right side that you just click.
Yeah,
It had a bunch of options.
One kid who I used to work with, he was using that and he was doing like jumping in the air, making it look like he was levitating and stuff. Oh,
Yeah. He showed me that earlier. We're not going to disclose what that was because it is very inappropriate.
You think?
Yeah, I do think.
Technology is so awesome, though.
Yeah, it's a TikTok trend.
Yeah, this is funny.
TikTok is a
That actually originated on Vine.
Mine? Really?
Remember the guy who fucked the Hot Pocket?
Oh
No.
God, not that guy.
I
No.
had no idea. No.
Oh no.
Well, in other news today.
We're
Breaking
being
news on
demonetized.
Vine. We are being demonetized. Lit.
Yeah, I mean, it was funny because I remember.
That reminds me of American Pie.
Yeah.
Those were good movies.
I sent that link to a buddy of mine over the YOLO thing,
Oh no.
and he opened.
Was it that one? Oh no.
Well, I mean, it wasn't the one from American Pie. It was.
No, I know. It was the guy with the hot pocket.
Yeah.
Oh no.
And he opened it, and he like copied and pasted the link, and he went right to the thing and said, "Seth, fuck you. I know it's you. Fuck you."
Yeah, don't ever do YOLOs again because what
I
happened
would
last
never
time.
do that.
Now, you see, okay, so Seth sometimes puts an occasional YOLO on a Snapchat story, and if you guys don't know what a YOLO is, it's an opportunity for you to swipe up and it opens the app and you can say something anonymously. And
I got a lot of thirsty, horny mofos on my phone.
yes, a lot of sickening
One of them
responses.
was, "I like nugget porn is good," and I said, "You are a sick fuck."
Yeah, and as soon as I was just trying to tap through Seth's story because it was
67 things long. I realized like, oh, that's way too much.
as soon as I saw the one about nugget porn, I just put my phone down. I was like, "That's enough internet for today."
Yeah, like I got a lot of like gay shit on mine. I'm like, no,
The
fuck
janitor
off.
said he. What is that?
So,
the janitor said he
one
caught
kid-
you
so
with the. Okay.
We're not gonna talk about that. I'll talk to you about the whole
Okay.
situation later. It was some random bullshit rumor that I had. I was
Right.
going about. But like, I want to meet you. You're cute as fuck. What's 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10 plus 9 plus 10 plus 10? And like, I got a lot of thirsty shit. It's 77.
77.
See, I'm smart. Me know math.
I can't do quick maths in my head.
Me do math. Me know math.
Yeah,
me
do not know math.
Yeah, me neither.
That's
I
why I
love
have to
that
retake
grammar.
college algebra. Lit.
Yeah, that's
Dang.
probably one of the last math classes I'm ever gonna take.
Yeah.
'Cause in my career, I want to go into, I don't really need math.
I mean, I don't want to be an English teacher. Damn it! Like, why do I need to know all this math?
Yeah, I don't understand it.
It's a bunch of tomfoolery.
Right. I've heard that before, but I've never heard anybody my age say it.
Dude, I say it all the time.
Tomfoolery. Okay, boomer.
The fuck did you just call me?
A boomer.
No, I'm the boomer.
Davey. Okay.
Boomer.
But at least you didn't say tomfoolery. That would have never crossed
I've heard
your
that a
mind.
lot.
Oh yeah, my grandpap says that a lot.
Have you seen Brandon Rogers on YouTube?
Yes.
Yeah, like I believe he says it a couple times. I think I could be wrong.
Yeah.
I've actually been watching some of his older videos now, and I kind of miss some of those old videos. Like the theater class was really good. I like that. Karen in the fucking wheelchair. The ugly Asian chick.
Yeah. I feel like it. So tomfoolery. Sometimes I say tomfuckery.
I say that too.
Yeah,
Instead
I've heard
of,
that before.
yeah, That's why, because I haven't heard it.
tomfuckery.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's exactly.
I do a kind of boomer voice. Gotta go like this, talk like a boomer.
No, because I make fun of Davey in educational technology for calling me a whippersnapper. I'm like, listen here, you little whippersnappers. Teach me how to capitalize. You know, it's like, and he was, I think it was Tuesday. He was sitting across from me at the table because we were working on our PLNs for that class.
Mm-hmm.
And a PLN is a personal learning network. It's our own website that we have to do for this educational technology class. You know, it has all the stuff that we're going to use in our classroom and stuff like that. And he was like, how'd you get that picture up there? How do you type stuff in that box? And I was like, well, Dave, you just double click it. You can hover on over to text.
Yeah.
You just type whatever you want in there and you can put a picture in. You can get it off the internet. You can even search Google Images to get a picture there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I felt like that was a real good teaching moment for me.
Yeah, that was good.
Awesome.
To teach my old buddy Davey how to make his PLN look all nice and pretty like.
It's nice that I have some like pictures of me on Google, so like I don't have to ask you how to like put pictures off my phone on
Yeah.
my
Right.
computer. I'm pretty lucky for that one.
Did you see those pictures from our meet this weekend were put on Facebook?
Yeah, I saw them.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're good.
They're pretty good. Makes my ass look big though.
Yeah, Coach Cahill's mom. Well, no, actually,
It was
Coach
his
Cahill's
girlfriend, right?
girlfriend this time took the pictures, which they're good pictures.
Yeah, I mean, I like the hand raise and how it was black and white the second one.
Yeah, that was good.
Even though it was a forfeit.
It was a forfeit. I
Forfeit
actually
gang.
hashtag
Silverman.
forfeit gang.
still
Hey,
W.
dubs or dubs?
Dubs are dubs though, but I don't like.
Can't
I-
switch to go record.
I'd rather wrestle.
I think I've only taken. Let's see. I had one forfeit my junior year, and I think 2 my senior year. So I've only had 3 forfeits total, and most of my wins are either pins, because I only had a couple decisions. I mostly pin.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
Because that's more team points
Yeah.
for the rest of the guys. So
I got a good story about forfeits.
all right, let's hear it. Let's hear it. We got plenty of time. Let's hear it.
All right, so it was like I wish it wasn't a forfeit, but
Yeah.
it was a home match my senior year. It was actually our senior night, I believe, and we were going against Smithsburg. You know Smithsburg?
Yeah, Smithsburg. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
we played them in football.
There's whoever wrestles 152. Well, I was wrestling 152, and it was weigh-ins in our gym, and they had like a full lineup, and the kid who I knew I was going to have to wrestle was in there saying, "Oh, let's make it." He just said, "Whoever's 152, let's make it quick. I'm not trying to be here too long." And I was like, "All right, I'm done with this guy." And then so. They announced like it's senior night, so they announced all my accomplishments and stuff like that. And that night was where, if I got a win, I could break the state record for wins in West Virginia. And forfeits count.
Oh, okay.
So,
That's right. Yeah.
So I was like, you want to break the record with an actual win, like, and I wanted to really beat this guy too,
Right.
because
he was talking shit earlier.
Well, he was just
running his mouth, being annoying.
Yeah, like no one says that. Let's make this quick. Like, yeah, I'll make it quick.
Whoever's wrestling, I ain't trying to be here too long.
Yeah, like you don't say that. Like, I'll make it quick for you though. But so they call out the lineups just like a college match. We go shake hands and we're gonna wrestle. Yeah. And so 152 comes up. I come out for my match, and it's like a big thing. And I go out there. The kid stays back. He doesn't move, and they have a full lineup. He doesn't move, and I'm like, "What is this?" And the ref is like, "You got a 52?" And they go, "No." And so I get a forfeit. But and all these people who have from my hometown came to watch the match, because it was we had a lot of good wrestlers that year graduating, and it was like a big thing, and
that's gotta be that's gotta piss you off beyond belief.
I was fine. It's whatever.
But, yeah, but you would have liked to have an actual match.
Yeah, because
to earn that record breaking.
We only get 2 matches. I don't know, in high school. When I was in high school, we only got 2 matches at home a year. So
yeah. And senior night's always really.
I've actually in my senior year, I actually ruined a couple senior nights for a couple guys. The first one was at Kaiser High School, and it was their senior night. And I had just been getting over the flu. And I was still, at that point, sick, but I wasn't contagious anymore.
Yeah.
And I was wrestling like total shit. I wasn't wrestling good at all. Second period came around. He was pretty much riding me out the whole time. And he got a little high because he tried to put boots in on me, which probably wasn't the best idea.
Yeah.
He got pretty high, and he sat back, and I turned in and I pinned him with 2 seconds left in the second period. And so that's how his senior night ended. And then we went to Moorfield to wrestle Moorfield in Hedgesville. I got a forfeit against Hedgesville, but the first match that I wrestled was against Moorfield, and that was that kid's senior night. And I stuck him second period, and I actually separated his shoulder out of socket because I ran a power half on him, and I was really wrenching on him because I wanted to get him over because he was being a little baby and doing everything he could. I think he scratched me a couple times, to be honest with you.
My senior night for track was lackluster for me. We ended up winning the race or winning the meet, but it just wasn't I didn't do all that well. I got 8 foot in pole vault, and then I got I think I also ran the 800, it might have been a 4x8. We won that, which was a lot of fun. But then the 2 mile was just, I was too wiped out from both my previous events, and wasn't able to really do well in the 2 mile.
Right. Now, my senior night for wrestling, I won my match, and it was kind of special because, that was my last match in my home gym, So I got a win there. The other team only had 2 wrestlers. They had a 152 and a heavyweight.
Oh,
It was Heineman High School.
Oh yeah, they used to be really good.
they only had 2 wrestlers. Wow, they can have a team with only 2 wrestlers.
Yeah, I've heard of schools with only 1.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and so the kid that I wrestled actually beat me the year before, and then I had beat him with a last-second reversal in the 3rd period. And it was not only my senior night, but it was my grandma's birthday. So she was there, and so I could win on my senior night and on her birthday. So it was pretty cool.
Would you say that was like your craziest match? Like, do you guys like have like a crazy really good match that you guys were in?
Oh my! I think my craziest match was probably in an off-season tournament.
Really?
It was that tournament in Pittsburgh that I just mentioned,
Mhm.
and it was the finals match. I lost, but it was still it was
Good
one
match.
hell of a match.
Yeah.
And it came down to last second. It was a pretty high scoring match for.
I love last second wins.
Oh my god!
They're awesome.
Yeah, it came. I mean, I knew this kid because we had wrestled before, and we became buddies. I mean, we were buddies, so I mean, I was happy he won.
Mm-hmm.
So it was 3rd period, and I was not gonna lie, I was trying to stall out. I didn't get any warnings or anything against me because I was, doing moves, quote unquote, and all that. And coach told me to put a boot in, so I did, and it didn't work out too well. He got the reversal and beat me by a point.
Oh, that's a good thing about off season doesn't mean as much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
how about you, Seth?
What?
Like, what was your craziest best match? Like anything like from the States or?
It was a match that I nearly won. It would have been my first ever win, like real win. It was against Bow Manor. The final score, like I was almost gonna pin this kid. I was bringing this kid to his back, and the buzzer went off, and it was like an 11 to 15 match where he had 15, I had 11, and it was just
high scoring.
It was very upset. Like I was very mad because his shoulder was on the mat like this. Then he was rolling over, the buzzer went off. I'm like, I was so pissed. I mean, because I would have gotten back points if I had a couple extra seconds.
I mean, I feel like everybody has that one match that they'll always remember.
Yeah.
But I feel like I kind of won that trade-off, though, because at the tournament, it was called the Outdoor Summer Slam.
Mm-hmm.
And the second place winner got a trophy. And I got my trophy. It's a pretty big trophy.
Yeah.
The winner, the first place winner got a shirt.
Yeah.
So I always kind of get on him. It's like, he'll always bring it up. It's like, well, didn't I beat you at that tournament in Pittsburgh? I was like, didn't I get a trophy? To show my accomplishment, you got a shirt that you burned. That's your fault. You got rid of it.
He burned it?
He burned it. I think he was drunk, to be honest with you, when he burned it. He was definitely not underage drinking. Definitely not. Yeah, but he told me he burned it, and I was like, "Why'd you burn it?" He's like, "I don't even remember why." I was like, "Oh." I was like, that explains it." So, yeah, that's my story.
Damn.
Yeah. What about you, Davey? Was that one the craziest one, or
what, the forfeit?
Yeah, the record-breaking win.
No, not at all. It was actually my last ever high school match. Whenever I won states, I thought that was the craziest because how the match went was I got taken down within the opening seconds of the match, and that kid was a returning state champion from the year before, and so he took me down. I got out, so it was 2-0 by the end of the first period. Second period, he got choice. He chose bottom. So it's 2-1. I was down by 1. I'm really bad at riding out kids. I really am. Sometimes, some matches I just can't do it.
Do you like ride at all?
Not really. It depends on who you are. It depends on what you feel. And anyway, so first time I ever did this. I rode the kid out the whole the whole period. It was for 2 minutes, and he was stalling a lot though, a lot. Kept on trying to run out of bounds, all the everything.
Right. And
so it comes down to the third period. I chose bottom, Am I not loud enough?
Yeah, you're fine. No, I just moved up a little bit.
I chose to go bottom, like, you know.
Right. To get your points.
Yeah, you have to. So it was 2-1. I get out like in a second. It's 2-2, and then for the rest of the match, we're on our feet, and he just keeps on circling, and I keep on like trying to like score, and then he like backs up a lot. They don't hit him with stalling. They finally hit him with stalling once, and like then there's like 30 seconds left. So we're wrestling again. He goes out of bounds again. And then then the ref's like, you stay in the circle. Like, I'm gonna hit one of y'all. And so then there's like 10 seconds left with the match. I go. He starts circling again. He starts backing up towards the line again. And I really didn't see the clock, but I knew there was like 10 seconds left whenever we started again.
Right.
And so I got a shot in. I slid under him. I went into like a peek out position.
Yeah.
And I went down, popped his leg over. The time was counting down, and I popped my head out and like wrapped my arms around him with like a second left.
Got your 2.
Oh,
Yeah, and it was like the craziest thing ever because like I've been working like my whole life to like win states. Like that's like what I wanted.
was this your senior year?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's like one way to go out too. And
And
it was really exciting.
Was the kid you were wrestling a senior year or?
Yeah.
Yeah, the kid who was wrestling was a state champ the year before. No, that's the kind of the same way Jordan Day went out because he won a state championship. He's his senior year at 145.
Yeah, we're pretty similar when it comes to like how our things go. Because he didn't place the first 2 years,
Right.
and then he got second. I got second, and I'll tell you what, like the difference from being like in the state finals your first time to the second time are like completely different.
Oh, yeah.
Like I remember whenever I made the state finals my junior year, like which wasn't supposed to happen. Like I was not supposed to make it that far, and I was like really nervous. Like I don't know how you guys have it, but we have 3 days for our state tournament. So like the third day, you weigh in the morning, and if you make it to the finals, you could sit around while everybody's like trying to place. Like whenever everybody's trying to like place, and I just sat in the hotel the whole day and like was just like thinking about the match, just like nervous. Like I wasn't eating anything.
Yeah.
Like I was just like really tense. And by the time I went to go out and wrestle, I wrestled this kid's teammate. And went out to wrestle, was really nervous, got beat like 15-5. I got like thrown like in the first seconds of the match. And like
It happens.
I never felt that nervous. And like I just like noticed like all the people in the stands, like everything. Like it was like it really had me like real tense. Like I don't think I was ever that tense before. And I like if I would wrestle myself, I think I could have won. But it's whatever. I got mine. So
Happens to the best of us.
yeah. But then senior year, when I made it to states, I was like, oh, I've been here before. I know what I'm doing. Like
Yeah.
like
Your mindset changes completely.
like an hour before the match. Like I think they start doing like the parade of champions like at like 8:00 at night. So like I didn't wrestle till like 9, like around there, like 9:30, and about an hour before the match, I was sitting in a place in Huntington called Roosters. It was a restaurant. I was eating wings. and fries with my with my coaches
Right.
and my family, which was like a whole different thing. So I didn't eat all day the year before.
Yeah.
And I was like eating. I was happy. I was calm. I was loose. And like it was the first time I ever like got like tunnel vision. Like where you're just like focused on like just the match. Like there was like a lot of noise. There was actually a fight right before my match. Like an actual fight in the stands. WVU wrestler. I don't know if to say his name or not, but he's their best wrestler, 197-pounder. Yeah, he actually got in a fight with somebody after one of his teammates lost a very controversial match.
Oh,
and that was the attention whenever they were like announcing me coming out, and like I didn't even know there was a fight going on. Honestly, by the time I went out there, like. I had never felt so loose. I never like it was really cool because like I knew this was meant for me. Like I couldn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything. I didn't notice anything at all, except just like the match, and like it was really cool. Like it was going like in slow motion.
Right.
And whenever I got that too, I thought it was crazy. Like I didn't even get nervous. And get into a match and it starts getting down to the wire like that. Like a lot of kids like lose, and I have lost it before like that. Like where I just like lose my cool. Yeah. Where I'm like I'm in a rush, but no, I was just like. Then whenever I won, like it's online somewhere. I just start like jumping around the circle like this.
Yeah, I mean that's
and going crazy.
Don't
I
blame you.
bet. Like I remember when I was playing hockey, I have never made it to a tournament, a championship in the tournament, and our team was by far the best team in that tournament. We blew out our competition like that. Our last game, it was a very close game. It was like 7-8, and when we won, holy crap! Like we all threw our it was like we won the Stanley Cup.
Hell breaks loose.
It was like that. It was like when we won the Stanley Cup. I've never felt so good in my life. When you win something that you put so much time and effort into, it just makes everything so much better.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, winning is what people work for.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do that in a lot of sports,
right? Especially with wrestling,
Yeah.
because there's a lot of people that work just as hard as you do.
Oh, yeah,
if not
and even harder. Yeah,
yeah, and they, some of them just go crazy.
Oh yeah,
for that feeling of accomplishment and that gratification they get when they win.
Yeah, I mean, I just go out there, I just go have some fun and make sure hey, look, if I lose, I lose, but at least I'm having some fun along the way, and I'm taking this year to kind of like train, get back into it.
Right.
Next year, I'm gonna come out. I'm gonna hopefully see if I can go do some summer stuff back home and hopefully get better for next year.
Yeah, the biggest thing about sports is the character, especially with wrestling. Like, it's a big character builder. Like, because I've seen kids take losses with character and not, and like it.
And no class.
Yeah, no class. Like, it's a very I don't know about you guys, but whenever I lose, I hate seeing kids who just start throwing their headgears, acting like idiots, like cussing out loud. Like, we don't need that. Like,
there's one kid in my high school. He, in his senior year, he was at the state tournament, and he had lost a match, and the parents started, trash talking. They shouldn't have done that. He flipped him off right in front of the ref. So the ref
got kicked out of the tournament.
Yeah, and I heard his parents about what his parents did. And I see all on video too, because someone on the team recorded it. So I'm like, wow, because when you lose, you need to say, hey, look, I mean, this was just a simple breakdown of this, and that. I need to work on that for next time. I need to have more focus, and you need to do this differently. You need to do that instead of saying, well, all that stuff.
Yeah. No matter what.
The extracurriculars aren't really necessary.
Yeah.
No matter what, win and lose with class is what.
Right.
The big thing to follow.
I was at a tournament. You can get like a tournament T-shirt.
Uh-huh.
It was actually the Bi-County tournament my sophomore year.
This shirt?
No, this is from my junior year.
Okay.
My sophomore year, I got a shirt, and on the back it says, "I never lose. I either win or I learn." And that's kind of stuck with me for the rest of the time that I did wrestle. And it's always like our coach was like, win or lose, you go over and you shake the other coach's hand.
Yeah, I always forget to do that. It's bad, but
in college, it's not as big as a thing.
Okay.
I usually go and do it, but if I see the other guy, it's just acting like this past weekend, I was texting a kid. I about text a kid, and right before I text him, he starts he's getting beat like bad, and he just starts headbutting me.
I saw that.
You're losing by 15 points, dude. Why are you gonna headbutt me?
Yeah, I mean,
it's at that point they're just being a sore loser.
Yeah, I mean the kid that hurt me, he came over and made sure I was okay. We ended up gotten talking a little bit, and people who take it like class like that, even if you win by a pin, you're not oh yeah, beat you suck. They make come over and talk to you, and that's what I like about sports. Other people cheer you on, and it's just the greatest thing in the world.
And that just takes a concept that's been taught for a lot, just in life in general. Treat others how you want to be treated. Respect others as you want to be respected.
Yeah. So I think with that, we're gonna leave it here. Thank you, Davey, for your time today. It's a lot of fun.
It's good talk. All about wrestling.
Yes, sir.
With that being said, guys, this episode will hopefully be up very soon. Next week, we're hopefully gonna have another guest. Cross our fingers. We might be recording a day early if we can figure out a schedule. But thank you all for listening. We had a lot of fun doing this. We have a lot of fun making this for everyone. And make sure you check our podcast out. And with that being that, guys, thank you for listening.